It's time for Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. It's Grand Bahama's best talk show, highlighting all of the positive things happening in Freeport.
Look forward to our special guests each week that will tell you about events, activities, and initiatives that are making a remarkable impact on our community.
You'll also hear from local business owners and get a heads up on deals and special promotions. It's time to Focus Forward. Welcome back to Grand Bahama's best talk show, Focus Forward, sponsored by the Invest Grand Bahama unit of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. My name is Glendia and Alex, Manager of Quality Assurance and Special Projects, and I am joined by my co-host, Alex Thompson. You look very nice today, by the way.
Thank you very much.
I like the suit.
Glendia. The very professional,
very professional
corporate
look.
Yeah.
I love it. Mm-hmm. She is Alex Thompson, the Director of Public Affairs of the Downtown Freeport Business Association, and she is a licensee representing licensees here on the show. We truly appreciate you, Alex, each and every week.
What's the name of my store?
You tell us.
Signature Choices Downtown in the city of Freeport, the heart of Grand Bahama.
Okay, good. I think they will never forget ever again.
Don't do it. You've been in the city for 25 years, I'll have you know.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
25 years. You should tap me on my shoulder. It's been hard. But we're still here.
Still
serving
here.
The community.
Making it happen.
Making it happen.
That's some good stuff. So we are having our city maintenance management update in today's show.
It's a tough show.
Of course, so many things are always going on within the city of Freeport. But you have to appreciate the way Freeport is kept. And so I believe being able to have the right people around the table to tell the story, but to also give you more information about how you too can help to keep the city clean, because it takes all of us.
All of us doing our part.
It takes all of us to do our part to make sure that our city is, what they say, clean, green, and pristine. And beautiful, because if we're not always cleaning, we can be making it even more beautiful. And so we want to get into those conversations today. But of course, Alex, remind them how they can find us and how they can share the show.
First of all, we're everywhere. But all you have to do is log on to our Facebook page, Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau, also under Empowering Licensees. We are on Thursdays at 11 a.m. We are also on ZNES as well, so you can catch us in the evenings. But we're also on other radio stations as well. Just log on to the Grand Bahama Port Authority page, and you will see the listings of all the dates and times and stations that you'll be able to see us. Make sure you share this show with a friend, with your family member. This is an important show because people always want to find out, where can I get information? Where can I report some stuff? Who can I contact to? And the person we have on this show, we've got broad shoulders, so they can take whatever you're dishing out. We also want to thank, like she said, the Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau. We want to thank our sponsors, Creative Eye, Visible Changes, all of our local couriers who might have brought some stuff in for us.
K-Beauty, looking fabulous.
Looking fabulous as well. Make sure they're there. But we want to thank all of the licensees of the Grand Bahama Port Authority that continue to make Focus Forward happen. And thank you for watching, for allowing us to share the information with you, because she don't know. We are the best.
Thank you very much. So we want to get into our city maintenance update show, and of course we cannot do it without having the Deputy Director of Building and Development Services and the City Manager, Mr. Troy McIntosh. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, ladies, for having me. It's a pleasure, always.
You was feeling me this morning, the navy and the ivory. You
in the spirit.
Yes, I see that. You guys were just sharing the colors. Nobody told me. Nobody told me.
He's a little too far. A lot of heat coming this way, though. You're in a hot seat when you're close by.
So let's get into those hot questions then. Let's get into those hot questions. But first of all, Mr. McIntosh, let's just start with a brief overview. Sure. Because people sometimes cannot appreciate how much work really has to go into upkeeping the city. So tell us a little bit about the responsibility of the city maintenance manager.
Thank you so much, Glendia. It's a long list, but I'll do my best to briefly provide an oversight of what city management is responsible for. So when you look at the GBPA area, many people may not know there's two separate areas in the city. You have Lucaya and you have Freeport proper. So Freeport proper starts at Lucaya Medical, if I can use that.
Okay. Yes.
And then it goes west as far as 8 Mile Rock bonded area.
Okay.
Now, within that area, you have some private subdivisions. GBPA group of companies is not responsible for those private subdivisions, and there are a total of 9 of those. Okay, so now within that area, we are responsible for the maintenance of everything within the verge. So if you have Coral Road, Coral Road has an eastern side, a western side, and then within that you have a boundary, property
My brain
boundary.
is following. My brain is following.
We are responsible for everything within the boundary, meaning your litter picking, your verge, your sidewalks, your curbing, your line striping, your street name signs, your stop signs, and so those, and your drainage as well. We oversee also sanitation contracts, which means litter removal, illegal dump sites, your bulk trash removal, and then your garbage collection. In addition to that, pothole patching, road resurfacing, road reconstruction. Those are a list of some of the things that we're responsible for. Yes.
So let's talk about how, because we're talking about all of these different areas, how do you prioritize what needs to be done in the various spaces?
Yeah, and that's a good question. We have a few staff members that I'm directly responsible for, which is in city maintenance section. So I have an office coordinator, or field coordinator in the way of Gina Gray. Then I have an office assistant who keeps me straight to make sure I don't forget any meetings and anything that needs to be done by way of invoices and way of meetings. And then I have 2 general maintenance workers. And those 2 individuals are responsible, along with Gina, to go out and assess the city to make sure what needs to be done is done, what is picked up needs to be picked up and then assigned. And so we use a software to do that, because what we found and what I found about 16 years ago is paperwork doesn't work. And so we needed to make sure that we're efficient. And so the software called Freeport Report, some people may not be aware of that, everything is collected in that app, and you have the public who will send information into that app as well, and that app is managed by the team, by the field coordinator, as well as myself, to make sure that whatever came in went out and is closed out.
So the Freeport Report app is an app that the locals can use if they see an issue, a problem, a pothole, a garbage, debris, whatever. If I remember correctly, they snap a picture of it and they can send it to you guys.
That is correct.
Send a note and send it over. But I don't want us to gloss over the fact that you talked about the other persons that work on your team. And you mentioned that there are 3 of them that go around the city. That means you have eyes on what's happening in this place, even though you have to jump in a vehicle to be able to do it. Talk a little bit about that, because I think sometimes we don't even appreciate the fact that people have to be boots on the ground. And that is really important, because even though, the community will see things, we don't often report them.
Okay.
But we will complain amongst each other.
Yeah, they'll just post it on Facebook and expect you to know. But you, like she says, you have people on the ground that are taking a look at what's happening.
Yes, and so each person is assigned a slot of subdivision. So we have a total of 32 subdivisions directly responsible for, the GBPA is responsible for. And so one of the guys... 32 subdivisions.
And you have 3 people on the ground.
And we have 3 people on the ground.
Sound like you have a hiring, situation going on, eh?
It's a room for discussion, let's put it that way. But they have the groups of subdivisions that they're responsible for. They'll go around and look for request types, as we call them. So whether it's a pothole, it's called a request type. And they will log that. And of course, the field coordinator will assign. 1 person assigned while 3 people collecting. From time to time, I'll collect as well. If I see something that the team missed, if I'm driving, I'm looking at the app, because the app is active. So if I'm driving, I could see whether or not something was missed, picked up, or maybe it was picked up and had not yet been included into the system. And so that's a very important item for us, is to make sure that we capture everything that needs to be done.
All right, so you got your team out there. That's those 3 people. Sometimes you said you're out there as well. So let's talk about the roads. Mr. McIntosh.
Yes.
Please talk about the roads. I would like to know, how do you prioritize which roads that you repair first?
Yes.
And when you come into me.
So, and I think you're out of my jurisdiction.
You're in
but
Lugaya.
nevertheless,
Well, Claire, a little bit
Yes.
closer to her business, at least, there was just some road work started.
Yes,
correct.
Let's talk about that.
I will give you some props for that. You
Okay.
fixed that road downtown.
And that would be Bank Lane.
that would be Bank Lane.
Yes.
And so at the tune of over $75,000, Bank Lane was done.
Shut the door.
Okay.
That's a good bit of money right there.
That's
Yeah.
a good bit of money,
Okay.
and and all that comes from your service charges. If you're not paying, we can't do it. And so I'll put that out there right up front.
Yes.
And so
He's like, Alex, you want to
Some
talk
good
about money? Let
And
them
so-
know.
Alex in the hot seat now.
And so at this year, we were able to do, well, we completed 9. We have 1 more. So to go back to what you asked earlier, right? How do we assess?
Right.
And so from the civil engineering side, that's my portfolio. So we go out and we look at all of our roads. What is the rideability? So you're riding in a smooth, or is it bumpy, or is it in potholes? What is the situation? We look at visibility. What does it look like? What does it ride like? And then we get out physically and look at the texture of the asphalt. Is it wearing? Is it alligator cracks? Is it just lateral cracks? Or are they closing to the point where they're getting smaller and smaller closes in terms of crossing? The smaller they get, the more rain you get, they become problems.
Okay.
Potholes will develop. And so all of those roads are assessed based on that criteria, right? And we look at those because some of the roads we know when they were done, meaning initially constructed, resurfaced or reconstructed. We know that information. All that information is compiled in our Freeport report up as well. And then we look at, okay, a life of span of a asphalt road is 25 years, okay? Now in Freeport, a lot of them has extended out longer. We have roads that has been 55 years. They've never been paved, but they're in decent condition. Rideability is, on a scale of 1 to 10, is probably 1 or 2, but the road has not yet started to fail.
Not to deteriorate it.
Right, and the reason for that is Freeport has some of the best lime rock in the Caribbean.
Okay.
So that then lends for stability of that surface. So the asphalt will sit, it's worn, meaning, like a worn piece of clothes, you can see it needs to be redone, but it's not falling apart. Because of that, we are now able to look at roads that really needs to be resurfaced and get to them. So over the last 15 years, the focus has been main roads, arterial roads, so the Sunrise, the Settlers Way,
the Coral Road,
Coral
Road.
Roads. That has been the priority. And so sometimes you'll see us switching around and moving around, trying to pick up all of the roads that needs to be done quickly, while we're still focusing on the main roads. And so over the last 16 years, we've done over 100 plus roads in the city of Freeport. Now, how many roads do we have in Freeport? 380.
Wow.
And you've done 100 over the
And
last
we've done
16.
about 100.
So you got 280 more to go.
Not quite, because about 15% are still in good condition.
Okay.
So somewhere around about 127 thereabouts needs to be done.
So let me go back to you doing the road. So of course your staff is not going out there and physically doing this work. So do you work? I'm sure you work with contractors to get this work done.
Yes.
How is it working with them? How you decide who do you use to get this work done, whether it's the trash collection, whether it's paving the roads?
Yeah, so let's, on the road, we'll stick to that, right? And I'll get to the others. So what happens is we have a very fair system. So we send out RFP, or request for proposal, to all 3 contractors, or 4. One is in Nassau, but he has a license here. We'll send the the request to all of them, all the roads, all the specifications, what we want done, how we want it done, and they have a timeline to send that back. Once they send that back, one of the wonderful things about this is it's called competitive bidding.
Okay.
So if the 2 of you send in a quote, we will look at what you send in versus what she sent in for Coral Road, for example. You say, okay, Coral Road is 100,000. She said, well, I could do that for 90. Well, lowest bidder wins, right? And so all will then be awarded on that basis, lowest bid, okay? And then, of course, we then start to get into conversation with them, timeline, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, how long it's going to take you, because now all of our partners needs to be notified, the police, road traffic, the public, the community, everybody needs to be notified that we're coming.
Well, I'm glad that you made that clear, because
Right.
people want to know how do certain people get the contract and who
Big
does
process.
the right. They
Yeah.
want to make sure that it's fair and it's clear now.
So can we talk a little bit? I know the time is always very short on Focus Forward. It's just never enough. But one day,
Working on a 2-hour show.
Mr. McIntosh is going to give us a budget, and we're going to put that inside this budget, and we're going to give him additional time.
Okay.
But can we talk about other works that you may have going on now that the community may not know about?
Yes, so we just finished the 9, as I mentioned earlier. We did 2 in the Loop, which is almond and coconut. There's still some minor work in that area to be done. The
I like
contractor
coconut,
is
but that's
gonna
not
do
where I
it.
live.
Not a problem. The
You
contractor is
live in
going
the
to go.
other area. You live in Lucaya area, correct?
She live outside of
Yes.
my jurisdiction,
Yes.
as I established
So
earlier,
so
right?
there's another team, but that team
Yes.
is coming to join us.
Okay.
That team is coming to join us, and we're going to hear from them as well
Okay,
in
thank
short
you.
order.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Make that happen quickly.
Yes.
So coconut and almond was done. Minor works to be done there. We did a small turning lane on East Sunrise Highway. We did a small portion on the ridge, which is Benito. We did Bank Lane, as we mentioned earlier. A small portion near the intersection of the mall and Ponciana Drive. We did 2 wings at the intersection of Gambia and Gladstone Terrace, and then Queens Highway we left for the last because we knew that was going to be slightly a headache because of the detour and the fact that we needed to close the road. So those are the ones, the 10 that we did for this physical budget. Next year we're looking at similar, just waiting for management to approve those, and then we may have to go back out to bid because most bids that come in is only valid for 90 days. So we may have to go back out to the contractors and ask them, is this bid that you provide valid? If not, kindly adjust and resubmit.
Right, and I know we're probably getting ready to shut down, but I really want to ask you, what would you say to the persons that are watching? You've called off a lot of roads, and I'm sure, like me and other people, well, when are they coming to me? What would you like to tell those that are watching, about being patient and the importance of allowing you the opportunity to do what you need to do?
Yeah, if they are within the Freeport proper area and they are not sure if we're coming, send us an email. You could send it to my email or call 350-9000 or 350-9151 or 350-9155. And we have the list. My team have access to the entire list. They'll be able to say to you, yes, your road is on this itinerary for resurfacing. They won't be able to tell you the time because I don't even know. A lot of it is subject to budgeting, right? If I don't get the budget, we can't do it.
That's your way of saying you need to pay the service charges.
Well, absolutely.
Yes.
Right.
Now, anything else that you want to share with us? Some sneak peeks, what's happening coming into the Christmas holiday season?
I'm glad you said that. The team is excited. So last year we did, I think, a total of 7 roundabouts decoration. This year we're doing 10. And so you haven't seen anything yet because there's a lot of preparation going behind the scene, a lot of stands, support systems that need to be built. As soon as you see those frames in place, it's going to go from 0 to hero in a very short time. Because the lights, the team has been advised, we're going to turn the lights on no matter what, December 1st.
December 1st, no matter what.
Looking forward to it.
So have you gotten the sculptures with Glendia and I focused forward to put at the main roundabout?
Unfortunately, you have not told us you wanted that, so
what do you mean?
I didn't get that MO.
We discussed this earlier in the year.
Okay,
Well,
you didn't tell me either.
You could blame Glendia.
I have to blame Glendia.
Okay.
She's in charge of that pocket purse.
I don't even know anything about that.
But December 1st, the lights are coming on.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we should make it a deal where people from around the city can come out and go around their favorite roundabouts so that we can see when that light comes on and, take your photos and all of that stuff. That's the most you probably will get. Alex?
And as people are preparing, we ask persons to be patient. Don't take pictures and put on Facebook. Let us finish.
Let you do the work first.
Let us do the work
wait
first.
till December 1st.
And wait till that light turn on.
December
time is going to
1st.
change very shortly, and so you're going to get dark early. And so soon as light goes down, those lights automatically will come on.
Yes.
December 1st.
Sounds great.
That's the date.
December 1st. So thank you so much, Mr. McIntosh. Of course, we want to remind everybody, if you live within the city of Freeport, remember the boundaries he would have spoken about.
Yes.
If you live within the city of Freeport, or if you're not sure,
just call
350-9000 and ask for city management so that you can speak to someone in that area, so that if you have something that you need to report, you can go ahead and be able to share that information with them. Definitely, we also want to remind you about the Freeport Report app. Pick up your phone right now. I know you have it somewhere nearby. We all do. Pick up the Freeport Report app and make sure that you download it and use it. Take a picture, send a quick note, and send it over to city management to ensure that they know what is happening in your area or area that you're concerned about. That could be dumping, that can be a pothole, that could be a sign that's down. Whatever it is, if they need to know, make sure that you share it definitely with them. Mr. Mack, again, we truly appreciate having you. And we want to continue the city management conversation over into the next segment. So we will be right back right after this.
Welcome to Freeport, the reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments, We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
Right here on Focus Forward, having a wonderful show today. We're talking about city maintenance, the management of the city of Freeport, which is a very, very big deal because we all can appreciate how beautiful it looks, how clean it is. Yep. And I know some days, Alex, you'll drive on certain roads and you'll see trash and all sorts of things on the side, litter, etc. And then you'll drive that same way in the morning and it's all cleaned, right?
Clean. Thank the Lord.
Right. But what we don't want to happen, we do not want for people to continue to do that. That is a problem, and we all know it's an issue. And those of us who may take part in those very illegal things, we know that we need to do better. But I think a show like this is also very helpful for persons to learn and appreciate the fact that there are people who work to make the city look and be clean every single day, and it also comes at a cost. And I think at some point, we need to think more about beautification, but you can't get to beautification if the place just is not clean.
Right. You're spending the money on cleaning up the mess and not doing it. So I just wanted, in the first half of the show, if you weren't tuned in, one of the things city manager said is that the Freeport Report app is there. You can actually report any issues anonymously. And even if you're not in the Freeport proper in their jurisdiction, once you report it, they will pass it on to the responsible parties. We want you to use the Freeport Report app, report illegal dumping, report the potholes, report any maintenance that needs to be done, because in order for them to, like you said, work on beautification, we have to clean up the mess. And in honor of one of those signs, stop liking man and clean up your land. Stop liking nastiness, man. Clean your land.
Keep Grand Bahama Clean. Would be very proud of you today using all of their slogans.
All their slogans, which I like. So shout out to Keep Grand Bahama Clean. Yes.
We appreciate you. Keep Grand Bahama Clean. And thank you, Alex, for reminding us of those wonderful slogans.
Yes.
So we want to get on into our conversation. And of course, we cannot have the conversation about keeping Grand Bahama Clean without speaking to the manager of Sanitation Services, Mr. Lou Carroll, who keeps this entire city clean. We appreciate you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, and thank you.
I think having to deal with these people who be making our city dirty costs you lose your hair, hey?
Oh, goodness.
I know that.
No, I lost this long before I came back. But it didn't help.
So, Mr. Carroll, thank you again for joining us. Let's talk a little bit about the services that Sanitation Services offers, because I think sometimes when we think about Sanitation Services, we just think about picking up the garbage on whatever day or 2 days that there may be scheduled. But tell us about what is actually offered with Sanitation Services.
Well, first of all, the area that most people are familiar with is the residential collection. That's what we refer to as the garbage collection. We have 6 trucks on the road every day. They come out from starting at midnight.
Really?
Well, that's the commercial truck comes out at midnight. We try to get started as early as possible. That way, the drivers and helpers on the back of the trucks, they can operate in a cooler environment, especially in the summertime.
Right.
In the summertime, it's almost unbearable. So we try to get them out as early as possible, and also not to interfere with people's sleep. So that's why we bring the commercial truck out at earlier, and that's the ones that service the bins for businesses and that type of thing, mainly on Queens Highway where you don't have any residents.
Right.
So they come in early, and not only that, it's strategic as well, because if something goes wrong with one of the other trucks, this truck finishes very early, they can just jump into another truck. We do have a spare, but when you're dealing with machines, things go wrong. If it's only a flat.
Right.
So we like to get one truck in really early. If they finish around 7 and we have a problem with another truck, they can just jump right into that. That's on the days when we may have a problem with 2. And the whole world economics now is impacting our operation, because parts, I'm sure if you've ordered a part for your car or whatever, how long it takes. The parts that used to take 2 days, now sometimes takes 6 weeks.
Wow.
So that's why, we have to stagger the start time so that we have as much equipment available to us as possible. And then, of course, we have the clamshells. That's they also do residents. That's once a week, and they go around on the same schedule as the garbage truck, but it's only once a week, and it's on the first day of the garbage truck service normally, unless Troy and Gina have some other priorities. But in any event, we patrol the areas. The supervisors go out and patrol the areas every day, and they advise Troy and Gina in the event that we may need to shift priorities. Troy, Gina, Nelson is our supervisor. They and also the drivers.
Right.
They feed into that one system Troy spoke about, and if there's an issue, they decide on the fly, what should take priority. Okay. So there's a lot of communication going on between them all the time, and the same thing with the residential garbage trucks as well. They report stuff. They report stuff like low-lying lines, BTC, Cable Bahamas, GB Power. They would call into our dispatcher. Our dispatcher, she's got them on speed dial, and she would pass it right on, plus she would plug it into Troy's system.
So your men are not just collecting the garbage and ignoring what else is happening in the city.
Also
They're an integral
inspecting.
part.
Yeah.
Right, they're an integral part of how you're able to keep everything
yes.
functioning.
Well, I'm sure you have seen at some time or the other in the last years where a pole got pulled down for some reason. And that's usually because especially the Cable Bahamas and BTC lines, they're very heavy.
Okay.
And the guys may go under them for months, and you have an extremely hot day, they would drop a foot.
Really?
Wow.
They
that's
can,
dangerous.
they can drop as much as a foot. So that's why, we tell them for our safety, if you see a low-lying line, make sure that you report it right away. And in the last couple of years, all of the utility companies have been pretty responsive.
Okay.
And that's gotten a lot better.
So that's a good partnership between yourselves, the Port Authority, the utility companies,
Right.
just to make sure things are not only clean but safe.
Exactly.
So there's the commercial service, the commercial pickup. There's the residential pickup.
It's a clamshell.
Sorry, go ahead.
The clamshell as well.
clamshell.
That's a self-loading
grabber.
truck.
Okay, that's what they call the
Bulk
the
waste.
grab-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about one of the issues that I think continues to plague the city of Freeport. Very recently, I would have gone out with some of the guys in your area in Lucaya, the Lucaya service team, just going out there doing our auditing operations, and I would have seen some areas where dumping is just really a problem, right? And I know it's one of those things, that's one of the reasons why we brought you here, Mr. Carroll, because there are some things that I believe the public doesn't realize or don't know about. And I think if we share more information with them in terms of how things need to be collected, removed from their home, what some of the charges or no charges may be for certain things to be dropped off at the landfill, can we just have that conversation?
I'm sorry, but I differ from you on that one.
Okay.
Okay, I'm at my wit's end on that. I've
Oh,
lived this 24 years, and this excuse about you don't know, no.
They know.
They know.
Well, the garbage truck comes twice a week.
The excuse about pricing, they know, all right?
Okay.
They charge. I know what they charge, okay? They charge enough and more to pay the disposal fee,
Okay.
okay? What I would say to our residents is, every truck that comes over the scale to the landfill is given a scale ticket.
Okay.
If you send a truck to the landfill and you've paid for them to dispose of your garbage, debris, whatever it is, insist that they bring back a scale ticket.
Okay.
That way, you can see
What the cost
what they
is.
pay, and you will know that they delivered it to the landfill.
Okay.
So I encourage
Okay.
everyone that use third-party trucks to bring garbage to the landfill, insist that you get a scale ticket back. Then you can see for yourself. We're an open book.
Right.
You can see for yourself what the charges are.
Right.
Okay? That way, they wouldn't be able to impress on you that it is more than it really is.
And would have
Right.
paid. So I share your passion about that. Recently, there was a cleanup exercise in our area. It's a particular road that people are always dumping on. I don't know whether it's the GBPA or LESCO would have put some rocks there to stop them from going through there. So they put the rocks there so they don't go through the road. They just drop the garbage in front of the rocks. And because it's a place that I walk on a regular basis, I sit there and think, my God, like it's like $20 to dump this or to pay for someone to come and collect it. Like, go to, I'm just like, why do we do
Our
this?
minimum fee is $10.
Why
So
do we
it's a
do
pickup.
this? Yeah.
And $10, that starts under 1 ton. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, that's
Seriously.
Okay,
Yes.
so don't
$10.
$10.
That's the frustration. That's the frustration that people do that.
So, and I hate to kind of go back to Dorian, but I have to ask the question, was the problem as bad pre-storm, pre-Dorian, or maybe even pre-Matthew? Or have we gotten into a habit now, knowing that there will be a collection at a particular time, at least within 3 months, where people are saying, you know what, I know they're going to come and pick it up, so let me just drop it out there. Have we gotten into that habit, or has this always been such a phenomenal
Listen, when
problem?
we started, I'll just take litter as an example. When I started, we had 4 people walking the streets, picking up litter. We went up as high as 7 over the years. That wasn't enough. We are now operating 4 ATVs plus
Wow,
the
that's
7 guys, and it's still not enough.
Not enough.
So I don't know where we, I can sit here all day and give you examples, but I'll give you one. There was a friend of mine that had a business, and for some reason he had this guy, another friend of his, that used to come and pick up his garbage, and then he started letting one of his guys from his establishment drop it off in his truck, and he paid him.
Right.
So I noticed for a long time I didn't see his vehicles coming to the landfill. So I called him. I said, "What do you do with your garbage these days? You got a bin or something?" He said, "No, the guy comes every day." I said, "No, he doesn't." He said, "Check it for me." So I called the scalers. I asked, "When was this business here?" "Well, they haven't been here in 3 months."
Wow.
Anyway, long story short, it turns out the guy was taking his money, putting it in his pocket, and dumping it in the bush. So, when people come about the cost and every excuse in the book, I don't buy that at all.
All right, so here's what we've established. It's very cost effective to get rid of your garbage, number 1. Number 2, if you have someone collecting your garbage, demand that before they get their full payment that they bring you the scale receipt from Sanitation Services, which makes lots of sense. Because even if you just pay part of it, once you bring the receipt back, I'll give you the balance. Because of course you want to be compensated for when you've dumped the garbage.
Yes.
Of course. And number 3, what I've observed, that you said you now have 4 ATVs and 7 men. We have significantly less population than we did years ago, which means, are people getting nasty? I'm mad. Let me
It's
take
the
my glasses
habit.
off.
It's the
Y'all
habit.
need to do better. Let me get the camera on. Y'all need to do better. Because we have less people, about 44,000, 50,000 people, and we have more people collecting garbage. That means the little people that we have left, hey, y'all making a mess, y'all keep your garbage in your car. Dump the stuff that y'all supposed to do. You hear what the man say? Starts at $10. I'm tired of seeing washing machines and refrigerators and tubs.
I'm so happy you mentioned washing machines. Appliances.
Appliances,
The
big problem.
clamshells pick up once a week. There's no cost. So there shouldn't be a washing machine, a TV, or a dryer anywhere in this town.
said no
dumped
cost?
in. We pick.
Once
That's
a
a
week?
part of our collection.
No cost.
No cost.
Once a week.
Once a week.
Now, is that within the city of Freeport and within the area of Lucaya?
Lucaya, Freeport. Lucaya does it slightly different in that they actually, because it's such a vast area, what they do is they actually tell us where we should go. So it wouldn't be as I explained for Freeport.
Right.
But you get it. The service is there.
The service is there. Just put it right outside, make you guys aware of it, and you'll collect it instead of letting someone come and take it and charge you and dump it down the street.
And there are also people who don't like to put it outside. They'll put it on their trucks and bring it. We don't charge for bulk waste that we pick up anyway.
You don't charge?
No, not for bulk, for washing machines. Somebody, like I brought this from my house, we would have picked it up anyway.
Right. So you
So it's
dispose
a-
at no
This
charge.
can't be right. This can't be something wrong with this. I'm sorry.
There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, there's something
I'm
wrong.
having
with
a
it.
disconnect
I agree.
here.
I agree. There's something wrong.
The people that are doing some unscrupulous things just need to stop. That's just what it is.
But you know, the problem
It's just what it
is that
is.
we as a people are encouraging it. It's like when you harbor a criminal. You're paying these people to dump your garbage, and they're not doing it. So you're encouraging them to litter. So you need to stop, because it's free once a week, generally in the Freeport area. It's free within the Lucaya area. Make sure you call your Lusco company so they're aware. And also, you can take it yourself.
Right.
And it's free to dump. Stop it. I'm mad.
And then
Carroll.
you also have these moonlighting landscape companies that guys, the guys I'm talking about that maybe ride a bicycle and tow in their lawnmower in the back. Have you ever seen them in a garbage bag?
No.
No.
So as we begin to wrap then, Mr. Carroll, is there anything in particular that you would like to share with the community? Any encouragement? Any chastisement? Is there anything that you would like to?
I'll continue along that same line.
Yes.
If you hire a landscaper and he comes with his lawnmower and he uses your garbage bin to collect the leaves, tell him, please don't dump it outside, because it's just going to get blown over the property again. Bag it,
Yes.
and we'll pick it up.
For free.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a part of the service. It's a part of, that's what you pay service charges for.
And then the vegetation, I know sometimes, I know like through my corner, a lot of people have these big palm trees and coconut trees that sometimes the entire branch drops off, right? And so when they get their yard landscaped and that sort of thing, they take all of these big branches and they're just throwing them into the bush or whatever. Can you put that in a pile, because they can't go
Sure.
in a bag?
That's a
but put that in a
vegetative
pile
debris.
and put them all together, and Sanitation Services will
Now,
collect and
if you
carry.
cut down a tree that's going to create 2 or 3 truckloads,
That's a different story.
that's a different story.
Yeah,
But
that's
just a
service.
little
Well,
pile
no,
along
no,
with
no, if you-
maybe some grass,
we always
vegetation.
say 2 buckets of material, those things, those clamshell
huge,
buckets are
right.
big,
Yes.
right? 2 of those buckets, no problem at all.
Okay.
And I know
That's
you're
what we try to
specifically-
stick by, but we pick up more than that.
But the reality is you
Yes.
clean it up anyway.
Yes, yes.
So, but I know you also want them to be separated, like the appliances separated from the
vegetation.
degree. You'd put that.
Yeah, but that's not absolutely necessary. If
At this point, you just want the garbage
just
collected.
want to get
I
it
would
done.
just like to collect it.
Stop
Just put it
dumping.
out clean and just don't throw it in the bush. That's
Don't throw it in the empty
otherwise
lot next
we'll
to
work
you.
it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. So I'm going to start taking some photographs and saying to my neighbor, hey, can you just put it on the verge? And they can come and pick up.
Not just
And
that,
sometimes it's
that's
education and encouragement.
That's a fire hazard as well. If you ever seen a bushfire and
Right.
then if it gets near one of these piles, it just goes crazy.
Please.
Okay.
So-
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Carroll, for joining us and for sharing with us and giving us those moments to remind ourselves that there are some things that we need to do. And Alex, you too. There are some things that we need to do to ensure that we're disposing of these things properly, getting them to the landfill, and doing the correct things as it relates to keeping Grand Bahama clean. So thank you guys so much. I'm encouraged now
I'm just still mad.
to just reach out to those, because there are some people, sometimes there are people we know that do these things.
Exactly.
So it's important to hold them accountable.
And if anyone
that's what we
wants,
need to do.
we collect, well, on average, 250 to 300 tons of garbage a day. And if anyone wants to see how that is controlled, visit our landfill.
Okay. Visit the landfill right off of Grand Bahama Highway.
Yes. Yes.
On
Rock
the
Plant
northern
Road.
side, Rock Plant Road, Grand Bahama Highway. Thank you so much for that invitation. Listen, the show is not over. So much more to come. We're going to switch gears a little bit from city management and going to some other important things that we want to share with you. And we do have an expert to be able to tell you about it. But I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. You have to be here on the next side. So we'll be right back right after this break.
Hello, welcome to P & Roy, a Bahamian design and Bahamian-owned company. You can find your latest fashions and trends for men and women. If you have a special event, such as a beach outing, such as a wedding, an evening out on the town, you can find that special outfit. You can also find special outfit for his and hers as well, even the little children. We also have overnight bags and evening gowns and dresses. We also have men's suits. We have men's shorts. We are located in Port Lucaya Marketplace. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. So come on down, we're waiting on you.
Welcome to Freeport, the reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
Hi everyone, we're back and having a wonderful show on Focus Forward. We were talking about city management and all of the things related to the city of Freeport and how we should be keeping this area clean. I don't want to harp on that because Alex was so passionate during the course of the commercial break. She had all of us round up around this table and she just was going at it. But you know what? She was right. We need to do our part to be able to keep our beautiful city clean. It's just a wonderful place to be.
Green, and pristine.
So we want to move on to our business segment, but it's also a health segment. And you know, every now and again we talk about health and wellness, and we want to be able to have the right people around the table to give us the information that we need. We don't want to assume anything when it comes to health and wellness. And of course, every time we can get a really, really good tip or an explanation about something, it helps to educate us about what we can do within our own lives as it relates to health and wellness. So I am so excited to welcome the Deputy Medical Chief of Staff at Grand Bahama Health Services, Dr. Stacey Bevans-Laing, to the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Certainly a pleasure. We want to have some good conversations today.
She looked like a watercolor, like she's a walking painting today. I'm loving
Beautiful
it. I'm
colors.
feeling the connection.
Yes.
Our first guest was Troy McIntosh.
Yes.
He was in the Navy and the cream, feeling it.
It was very dapper. Yes.
She got it
It's
going
good
on.
for the mental health.
It's good for the mental health.
Yes.
All right. So we go from cleaning the land, now we're cleaning the body and the
Right,
mind.
the
and
body, the
telling us how we
mind.
can maintain it. No, but I must comment, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Brings me some peace.
So, Dr. Bevans-Laing, we are now shifting seasons and shifting gears. We would have come out of the extremely hot summer. Oh my goodness. Alex, were you hot? You still hot?
Still hot.
I'm telling you. But we're changing seasons now. We're getting ready to go into that fall, winter season.
It's so drafty this
and
morning.
of course, it was.
It's so
It was.
drafty.
So if you walk in the mornings now, you know, you
Little
got the
cooler.
little, yeah, so you have to
Exactly.
dress a little bit differently. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about some of the things that may be most common in terms of illnesses once we get into this newer, cooler season here in Freeport.
Okay, well, first of all, I am one who is very happy that it's starting to cool down.
Okay.
I know that we're still anxious about hurricane season and all, but with the cool or change in temperature or weather, you notice that you have more increased respiratory illnesses. And we call these the winter illnesses. So the respiratory illnesses, they basically affect all the respiratory airways, upper and lower. So that's your ear, your nose, your throat, and your lungs. Yes. So now it starts in October. We'll start to see an increase in October, but our peak season is December to February.
It's cold.
Yes.
Our version of cold.
Yes.
Yes. And the persons that are more inclined to suffer from respiratory illnesses or the complications of is our young kids, our older adults, our persons that are immunocompromised, such as our patients with cancer, going through chemo or various treatments. We have the hypertensive, diabetics, asthmatics, or persons that just have respiratory disease, underlying respiratory diseases. So these are our main persons that can be afflicted.
And those are the persons that we want to make sure are paying attention to this show.
I hope so.
You
I
can
hope
tell them
so.
how to take care of themselves.
Definitely.
Yes. So now some of the illnesses that we can see is the most common, the cold, the common cold. It's caused by rhinovirus, adenovirus. There's so many viruses out there that can cause it. And the symptoms are rather mild. So you can have just stuffy nose or nasal congestion, I should say, sore throat, sneezing, and these tend to gradually come on, and you will notice that it'll only last for about 3 days, maybe 5 days.
Talking about it. I don't know.
Yes. Now,
Don't do that on the side.
I know, right? Where's the mask? Where's the mask? Then we also have the influenza or the flu. Now, this is caused influenza virus, and you have these symptoms are more abrupt. They're more severe. They tend to last 7 to 10 days. You have the fever, can be a high fever, chills, cough, sore throat, muscle ache, fatigue. Then, of course, you can't not have a virus that specifically want to go at our young kids and our adults. You have the respiratory, the RSV. These symptoms include runny nose, cough, you have wheezing and fever. And then we don't want to hear about it, but COVID-19 is still out there.
Still here?
Yes.
We can't get rid of that.
It's a
Tell
plague.
it to go.
Yes.
It's become a part of our regular system, regular atmosphere now.
So if I may just pop back to RSV, simply because my son is just going through a little cold. RSV, that's not a cold.
It is.
It's just a type of cold. So
Yes,
it lasts
it
a little
is.
bit longer.
It's the virus that causes it. That's a specific virus.
Okay.
Yes.
And so I'm just thinking I was just thinking he had a cold, but he just may have RSV because he does have a little quick fever.
Or he may just have adenovirus or rhinovirus or any of
It's too
those
much
other
virus talk.
viruses. It's
See
over
a doctor. Just go see a doctor.
It's over 200
them
different
diagnose.
viruses.
Okay, let's
So
come back down.
to that point then, because sometimes you may get a little bit of something and you're at home. So most of the time, we say, oh, let's just get it over the counter something and you take it or whatever.
Yes.
And sometimes that doesn't work. So going into this season and knowing about all of these viruses now and not knowing what you may have exactly if it's not going away, when is the best time to say, over the counter doesn't work, time to go to the doctor?
Okay, so you're asking about what we call red flags. So if you're having symptoms that are persistent, getting worse, like shortness of breath, it's more difficult to breathe, you have a fever that just won't break even though you're using the the fever medication, then most definitely. In our kids, if you notice that they're becoming dehydrated, so they're not passing urine as they should, they're not able to eat, then by all means, bring them in.
Okay, all right, something about, well, he's still eating.
Okay, that's good.
I think as a child, I have my own heart a little bit.
I was about to say that's your job.
Just a little bit. But no, so so another question I have, because I had a cold recently and everyone in the house was like trying to stay far away from me, So how can you prevent from getting anyone else sick in your household? Because I mean, we live together. What am I going to do?
Yes, it's going to be very hard because we are a loving set of people. So the best thing to do is just stay in your own space, in your own room.
The house is not as big as Glendia's home, so I don't know how it's going to happen.
You've been in my house?
But that's
He must be
wear a mask. And most definitely, when you use the bathroom, the common spaces, you wipe down. You just continue to wipe down using disinfectant. And remember now, when we're wiping down, you spray, you allow the disinfectant to sit for at least a minute or so, then you wipe. Okay, and that will help.
You sound like I need to do that every day.
What about
Yes, we should. We should.
What about vaccinations? I remember in primary school, way back in the day, obviously. But I remember every year they used to offer vaccinations to the children. I remember taking home my slip and bringing it back. And does that happen still in the schools with the children?
We still offer vaccines to our school kids. We also offer the HPV vaccine, all of them.
Is it free?
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Free. Let's talk about that.
That's some good stuff for the HPV vaccine.
All the vaccines.
All the vaccines, we offer them in the schools.
That's
And
free.
if you miss them, then you
me
can
go call
always
my
come to the
insurance
clinic.
carrier.
You can come to the clinics, the Grand Bahama Health Services, Freeport Community Clinic. On Mondays we have vaccine. I call it Vaccine Day,
Right.
for our adults. So all the older kids and our adults who are traveling or otherwise, and then for our pediatric patients, we have vaccine days on, or I should say, child health clinic on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay, so question I want to ask you. So if I missed the vaccine as a child, could I come as an adult now and get that vaccine for free?
Depends on which ones you will need. Not all vaccines are given after a certain time in your life, but most definitely once we review your vaccine card, you will get them for free, yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about some of the vaccines that we should have had as a child that we have now.
We have measles, mumps, rubella. We have diphtheria. We have rotavirus. They're all vaccines that hepatitis B. We have them all, and you should have gotten them as a child. The varicella for chicken
All of that.
pox, all of them.
So we're talking about vaccines. What are some of the things we can do? Again, just kind of circling back to health and wellness during this new winter season. What are some of the things that we can do before, the onset of a particular disease or whatever it may be?
Okay, so our preventative.
Yeah. What are
yes.
some of those measures that we can take?
Well, first of all, the flu vaccine is for everyone. But we definitely encourage especially our young, starting from 6 months, and our elderly patients, persons who have chronic illnesses, to get your vaccines. And we offer those every day at the Freeport Community Health.
Every day?
Yes. Then we also encourage persons to wash your hands. Soap and water using the 20-second rule. If you don't have soap and water, then definitely use your hand sanitizer. Not the Bath and Body Works one we tend to love with the scent.
That just
Right.
have a
They
smell.
just does
The real
not
stuff.
have, yes.
Yes, we need the real
Yes.
stuff.
Like there's just some alcohol on my hands. There we go.
Then, of course, we have avoid touching your face. We tend to touch our mouth, our nose, and we would have already touched some surface area that may had been contaminated. So you better be mindful on that, especially in the daycares, schools, and even around your house. Make sure you're wiping the surface area with disinfectant.
Even
not
the doorknobs.
Oh,
You know, that
definitely.
kind of way. Sometimes those are the things that we forget.
Yes.
Touching doorknobs, eh?
Yes.
All the time.
You don't
Open and close,
you don't
front
just
door,
use your
back
eyes
door.
to open the door.
No? Maybe a fingerprint.
And even the air quality, improve our air quality in our house. We tend to lock up and turn on the AC, but open up the windows, get some fresh air. Yes,
Just can't spray some
definitely.
Lysol all through the house.
Just let it fall somewhere.
And then, of course, you got to take care of your body. Eat nutritious food, fruits, vegetables, soup. Stay hydrated. Drink lots of water. Cut back on the sweets. So persons like to drink orange juice.
Yes.
Everyone is going for the orange juice.
Right.
But most of the orange juice that is sold in the store tend to have a lot more sugar in it
Oh.
than actual, yes. So,
So I shouldn't be drinking the orange juice?
you should buy the orange. You can,
So have the orange.
you can have the orange and you can make your own juice.
Oh. All right, Doc, so I'm not going to do that, but I mean, the average person may not do that, so I have to look for the oranges that's 100% orange juice then.
But if you
with
can
the
find
vitamin
it,
C.
yes.
And no sugar. They do have some orange
Yes.
juice with no sugar.
But yes, but do we buy those at really?
Probably not. Probably
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
So you want to be mindful. You don't want to take in a lot of just sweets, okay? But stay hydrated. And then, of course, get enough sleep. I know, when was the last time anyone got 8 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep? I can't say.
Okay.
I am guilty too.
You're guilty
Yeah,
too.
we're all
right.
guilty.
All
We're
right.
all
So
looking up
Doc,
at the ceiling 4 and 5
So
in
tell
the
me a little bit
morning.
more. If I wanted to, deal with my health and I take some over-the-counter meds, is there anything that you would tell us not to do? Like, people always say have Cerecy or, could we take medication that we purchase from the pharmacy as well as do the bush medicine at the same time?
So the home remedies, that's what you're getting at.
Well,
I don't always recommend bush medicines, and there's a reason why. Not that I'm against it, but how are we preparing it? Okay. I think we all, as Bahamians, we like to boil it until that nice and dark and say, oh, that's now when it's really strong. But you're getting a lot of chemicals or what is in that bush medicine. It has to be processed through your liver. So you could damage your liver if you're not careful. So bush medicine, yes, it has a place in medicine. We use it to make medications and everything like that. However, we don't know how strong the individual, is boiling those bush, and are you boiling the correct bush? There's a lot of questions about it. So that's my plug for bush medicine, yes.
All right, well, we appreciate but
that over-the-counter medication, definitely. Fever medication, preferably Tylenol or Panadol. We don't give aspirin to kids and they have fever. And just a lot of hydration.
I like that.
And
Tylenol,
take as prescribed.
Panadol, hydration. Drink your water, girl.
And rest.
And rest. Maybe some time off with pay.
Yes. Now, just for our persons with the young kids, when they get the cold, they tend to sometimes have vomiting or diarrhea, and that's their way of getting the mucus out. So they can't do that. I won't do it here, but they can't bring it up the way we do. So they swallow everything, and it upsets their stomach. So don't try to push the child to eat. Just make sure they're staying hydrated. That's the only thing that we're worried about. Hydration is key. Okay? So if they're vomiting, allow the stomach to rest for maybe a couple of hours, 1 to 2 hours, and then give them slow sips of fluids.
A lot of people are watching who have small children.
Yes, and I hope they're able to follow. Yes. And no juices.
No juices.
No juice.
No, because the juice, the sweet juice, actually makes the diarrhea worse.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. And you know what? We probably need to have you back, Dr. Bevans, so that you can come and share more. Share more information to us about health and wellness. Maybe we can do it as a part 2. Because you're right. Because we have so much more we wanted to get into. But this has been very helpful. And so I know you're very, very busy, but we want to get back into your calendar again so that we can continue this conversation. And I think we could commit to part 2. So that we can continue. Yes, if you have time. I know it's really tight.
Yes.
Thank you.
Giving it to us.
Thank you. We appreciate that so much. This has been so helpful and so insightful. And I hope that you guys would have learned so much from Dr. Bevans-Laing here with us today. And of course, stay tuned for that part 2 because we're going to do that definitely before the end of the year within this season. And we're going to talk about more health and wellness. I believe that we need it so much. Alex, great show today.
It was. I remember Tylenol, Panadol.
Yes.
Let the kids rest, stomach rest, give them hydration.
Don't give them any juice.
No juice. No juice. First part we did Lou Carroll, and we talked about free pickup, stop littering. It's free pickup, free drop off. Do that. What else I learned today?
You learned a lot.
I learned a lot.
You learned a lot.
Yeah.
Continue to share it on your status on WhatsApp so that we can all be reminded about what Alex learned today. I think we all learned quite a bit today, so we want to thank all of our guests for being with us. But hey, I'm Glendia Sweeting, and until next time, we got to go, Alex. I know you don't want to go.
Thompson, bye.
And we're here informing you on the positive things that happen when you focus forward.
To Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. Like us on Facebook at Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau to stay updated. And drop a business card at the Grand Bahama Port Authority receptionist desk to have your business featured on our show. Tune in next Thursday, same time, same place, for Focus Forward.